Deadbeat, don't you know you're deadbeat? You just messed with the wrong team. Better not try and fall asleep now, yeah.
I started when I was probably 6 or 7 playing the piano. You know, there was just a lot of pianos in my house. My mom had like one in every room, basically. My mom never encouraged me to do anything specifically, actually. I think she had a kind of laissez-faire attitude. She felt that if she pushed me towards anything specific, that I would rebel against it and sort of not do it. So I just kind of did it on my own. And I did make a record with her when I was 17, and that was actually, you know, my desire to do that. I asked her, but she's a huge influence on me. I always write on the piano and guitar at the same time, because it's kind of easier when you're kind of running out of steam on one instrument. You kind of try playing it on the guitar, and that kind of keeps you going, I think. I think a good love song is timeless. I think a good song is timeless. I've never really met anyone who had an easy time of love, so yeah, it's been rough, but I don't think I'm alone in that. In my record, like, I'm talking about death more in a metaphorical way. I mean, just accepting the fact that everything ends, relationships, love, you know, marriage, and life. So yeah, I talk about it, but not in a morose way, in a way that tries to imply that part of the richness and beauty of life is that it ends. Would I be the one to bring back the tears from your eyes? I recorded Would I Be the One, the Mark Bolan song, for a Jewish composers series that John Zorn, the jazz composer, was putting together. Somehow I was just really inspired to change the chords and the melody, pretty much rewrite the music entirely and just keep the lyrics. And so I thought that it would be good on the record. And it also kind of fit in thematically with this sort of, you know, existentially challenged love affair theme of my album. The way that the DVD came about was, firstly, that when I write songs, I tend to imagine that they're soundtracks to a film. All the drawings that I did in the artwork of the album were stills from the animation that I drew. So there's a film, and there's the animation for the Would I Be the One video. What I was trying to convey in the film is the relationship between art and life. But there's one movie that happens actually continuously, kind of intermittently throughout the film, which is, you know, Bijou and I in real life. Sort of me living in the house, we've broken up, and it's kind of mundane. And then it's intercut with these sort of fantasies that are an exaggerated version of reality, and not just exaggerated, kind of fantastical. And that was represented by the more sort of out there period pieces like the fencing thing and the roller skating, and all the craziness is just to kind of represent the difference between your imaginary world, your dream world, which is the creative world, and then reality, which is sort of mundane. You're always such a spectacle. I thought I was never going to live down that haircut, but the thing is, I couldn't cut my hair for that shoot because the next day we had to do pickup shots for the fencing video, so I had to have exactly the same length hair. So we wanted to have some kind of like bugged out new wave hairstyle. We just kind of like molded the whole thing into a teardrop, and it looked really stupid, but I don't know, it's everyone's favorite part, so. I really liked, you know, acting in the film. It was really fun and hilarious and embarrassing a lot of the time, but it was not something that you get to do every day, you know. We had to do the whole thing in 12 days, which was really basically impossible. But in the end, I think everyone was happy because the result was just really spectacular. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Zoe, I'm doing an interview. Can I call you in 20 minutes? It's amazing, like 10 years ago, I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't even have one. Now, it's almost like it's growing out of my brain. I tend to see sound and hear color, so I think visually and musically kind of in the same time. I think art is therapeutic. For me, it's kind of necessary. It's not like you're doing it just for some ego gratification. You're kind of doing it to purge, and you're compelled to create things in order to kind of get rid of, whatever sort of anxiety you have. I'm kind of like, one of those cliche artsy-fartsy people that sits around writing songs and drawing all day. I feel like the world is waiting to give you inspiration at every moment. You just kind of have to pay attention enough,